Hi, this is Jawaahier PETERSEN and this is What's in My Bag. Let's start with this one because breastfeeding is pretty much my personality at the moment. I feel exhausted before I even start. Okay, so these are my scripts that I have to take with me everywhere. So if I have a spare moment, I'm learning lines. This is my baby. Well, one of the babies, my breast pump. Okay, spare bottle because the milk must go in somewhere. Wipes because I'm a mom. What do you call these things? Disposable? No. Reusable breast pads. Breast milk packets. A knife, a plastic knife. Yeah. Charger for the breast pump. Decaf coffee because you go to places and then there's no coffee and then decaf coffee. And a piece of Snickers bar that I did eat the other day and then I felt guilty about eating all the sugar and then I just left it there. Oh, and then if your bra is not a breastfeeding compatible bra, then there's a strap for that. So, oh, here's more breast pads. As I said, it's my whole personality at the moment, really. Yeah, I feel like I'm Mary Poppins. But wait, there's more. Water, because breastfeeding makes you very thirsty. And then ice bricks, because you've got to keep the milk cool. And then snacks, because breastfeeding makes you hungry. And this is just the one part of my personality. I promise you there's more to me. Oh, this is awkward. I do this all the time. So this is my everyday bag. In my previous life I used to have really nice bags, but now I'm all about convenience. I'm all about something small and compact, and this is it. Spectacles, I'm at that age now. Tissues, gum, professional courtesy. It looks like this because it was on a special a couple of years ago at Macro, this thing. The holder looks like this because a couple of years ago Macro had a special on these and I bought it once and I don't feel the need to buy this holder again, so I just buy like the bubble gum things and I just throw it in here, so it's still fresh. It's just the holder I'm not replacing. And then of course I'm a freelance actor, so I've got to keep all my slips of everything that I'm going to file. I don't need your judgment. And then hand sanitizer because COVID taught me a lot, and also I'm a mother of a small baby and people love to touch my child, so disclaimer, do not touch babies. Don't touch them. Don't touch their hands, don't touch their face, just keep your phalanges to yourself. Hand cream, because apparently you can tell a woman's age by her hands, but my face is doing enough of that already. My favorite ballistic DCT, it costs like the price of a liver, but it works and it's good. Oh. My daughter Rana had a series of dance production last week, and this was for her touch-ups for her performances, so I still have it in my bag. And then my own lipstick because sometimes I need to look like I didn't just step out of a coffin. And then more hand sanitizer because if I go to people's houses and people are holding my child, I like them to pass the baby with the hand sanitizer, but the next person already has hand sanitizer. They can't say, oh, I don't have. Yeah, you have. Wow, there's a lot coming out of this bag. And then perfume. So because I'm breastfeeding, my personality, I can't wear perfume all the time, but sometimes when I go out and I'm surrounded by adult people and I don't want to stink, I want to smell like a person, I have samples of because funny story, I used to work at Red Square, and then when I go and I say hi, they always give me samples of, so this is Lancome's sample. Nexipraz OTC because I have a maagkwal, I have IBS, so I have to have these things all the time because we have a lot of tomato-based food as in general, so I have to keep this with me all the time. Oh, what is this? Oh, wow. My baby's birth certificate copy. We took a flight and then to prove that I'm not trafficking this child, I have the birth certificate still with me. And then AirPods because I've developed an addiction to TikTok, but it's annoying when other people are also, when I'm in company and I'm listening to other people's phones making noise, it's annoying. So I have my AirPods with me so that I can listen to my TikToks and respect other people's, you know what I mean, man. Sunblock sample size also, got it from my friends in the industry. A pen. I was born in the 80s, I know, so we like make notes and stuff, but it's not actually for that. My son, Muhammad Radi, is an avid artist. He also likes his own company. He's not very peoply. So when we go out to places and he's bored, he asks me for his pen, and then he'll just find a random piece of paper and just start drawing and doodling and stuff with the pen. So that's why I have this pen. Also, for my daughter's concert, I had a lot of hair grips because her ballet bun kept coming loose. So I have spare grips for my daughter in here. There's a lot of stuff in this bag. Oh, my hat. I'm just going to put all my things back. Right. My laptop. When I'm not acting, I am a cultural advisor for St. Worcester, so I'm editing the scripts, and I do a lot of editing and like advising on other productions and subtitles and those kinds of things. This is what it looks like because I've got children, and so it broke, and I can see you judge me, I'm going to fix it. I'm going to get a new one at some point. Not the laptop, the cover. So this is what I look like. Last night, I kid you not. This is me with my laptop, editing scripts, breastfeeding pillow, baby on my lap, feeding baby while editing like this. At one point, got a phone call, had to keep phone by the ear, feeding the baby, maybe she's here, and yes, and yes, and yes. So that's what's in my bags. How does my parenting style differ from baby to child to teenager? I'm going to be honest, I have a master's degree in clinical social work and I specialize working with families and children for over a decade. I find myself winging. I'm winging parenting right now. You think you know all the research, you've done your studies, all the stuff. No, you don't. I am figuring it out because I'm also only having a teenager for the first time now. And I've had babies before, but they're all three very different children. So I have to tailor make, it's really bespoke, this parenting thing. I find myself often sounding like my parents at the moment. Yeah, like my kids are English speaking for the large part. But if you ask my children what do they know in Afrikaans, my 9-year-old will say, "Moenie vir my mal maakie." Wonder where she heard that, where she learned that. My discipline style changes because it's very intentional. I'm acutely aware of generational curses. I'm acutely aware of generational and epigenetic trauma that we sit with as brown people and the parenting styles that we've sort of just inherited from our parents. So having gone through my own therapy, having gone through my own clinical training, etc., I am very intentional about particularly discipline with my children. I think it differs from child to child because each child's personality style is different, but there's a consistent line of, I'm not your bra. I'm your parent first, and there's certain things that will not be tolerated. That is the framework that we work within, and then you have space to like figure yourself out within this framework. But I do think it is definitely an organic process, and it changes and grows as the kids grow, and obviously as I as a parent grow, because I don't have the same energy as I had with the eldest one. And your first child is your template child. That's the one that you throw all the research at. That's the child that you really tailor make. This is how we're going to discipline this child because the book says it, and then you realize it's not going to work, and then it sort of changes as the second and third one comes. My last one, I promise. What was the question again? I wear a lot of hats in my days, and I've worn a lot of hats for a very long time, and so I've had to find some sort of common thread that always brings me back to who I am. But in honesty, I find myself asking the question at the moment, who am I? I just had my third child. I'm turning 40 next year, so I'm recalibrating who I am, letting go of old baggage, making space for new stuff, being a mom of 3 now, all of that, and finding a common thread that always sort of brings me back to who I am at the core. And I think my husband, my mom, and my siblings, because they have been with me, and my best friend have been through all my stages with me, all the seasons of life. They've been with me, and St. Worcester and acting and all of these things is the season that I find myself in now. But having, the people that were there in the springs and the summers and the winters of my life before sort of just always brings me back, and that keeps me grounded, I guess. And when you do shoots and you're on the covers of magazines, etc., you can lose yourself a bit, but then you come home and your baby throws up on you. There's nothing more grounding than that. Or your son telling you, oh God, you're so cringe. It really brings you back and grounds you. Being a woman is a superpower, I think. It's not a competition because there's different leagues and women are in just a different league. Being a woman has, and being a mom particularly, being an eldest sister has really made me realize that there are unlimited reserves of resilience and power and strength, and the ability to mark a plan, and the ability to soldier on in the wake of the impossible, because you are a woman. Society just is not as forgiving. Society doesn't give you the space and the room to not rise above, because you're a woman, you're supposed to, you're designed for this. And even at times when we can't and when we don't have the tools, we just figure it out. And the power of a woman lies in the fact that there are other women. That is for me, my village. I mean, the other day I was on set and one of my co-actors, Char, says to me, I think you're leaking. No, I'm not leaking, and boom, I was leaking. And within seconds, women just stepped in. We're going to do this, we're going to clean you up, we're going to dry your top, etc., etc. I had to bring my baby with me to work the other day. The village stepped in, the makeup artist, production, other women. The power of women lies in the fact that there are other women also. My advice to women who are afraid to have children in this industry is that it's an understandable fear. This industry is not geared for motherhood or parenthood. It's not geared. We work long hours. Your emotional journey and your physical space and who you are is often dictated by the characters you play and the storylines that the characters go through and the schedule that you need to get through. It is hard. There are many days where I drive home and have to consciously just try to switch off the day, even though it's sitting in my body, because to your family, what you did during the day, the character you played and the storylines that you told is irrelevant. They need you, they need Jawaahier. And often you can get so lost in the kashifa and the storyline or whatever that it's a disservice to your family. Juggling all the balls, between scenes having to run and just pump out some milk quickly and making sure it's stored properly, and then while learning lines the night before, while you're breastfeeding, because you've got to be prepared at 7:30 the next morning to know your lines, sitting in the chair thinking about, oh gosh, the parent-teacher meeting, I've still got to go to, I'm going to get the cardboard for my daughter's project, I mustn't forget it, oh my son needs a new white shorts because he tore his shorts at the rugby game. If I leave set now at 4:30, I can maybe catch it for the second half of my son's game. If I'm going to make it, I'm not going to be there on time, I can just run in the field and pretend like I was there for the whole game. And then also if I wrap at 7:30, I can get at least the last 2 songs of his orchestra performance, his choir performance that is in, but shibbits, right now I also had ballet that I missed today. Oh, that's the 4th thing that I've missed for my children this whole week. I'm a terrible mother, but at least I did my lines so well, but it doesn't matter to my family. But I did my job well, but my job is also to be a mother, so I've got to juggle all these balls and I've got to decide between what is a crystal ball, what is a rubber ball. The crystal ball you drop, it's broken. The rubber ball, it can bounce back. So I spend my time juggling all the time. So if you want to be a mom, just take all of those things, put it in a pot, simmer, let it sit for a while, and know that if you have got a good village and support system, you can do it. It's going to be tough, but it's doable. And knowing that when you come home at the end of the day and you look at their faces and they look at you and they don't care that you did a one-taker today and that your character's telling this amazing stories, they look at you, regardless of what character name is on the call sheet, they look at you, Jawaahier, and you are their world and they love you, and it makes it all worth it.
I'm Jawaahier PETERSEN. This is Hissy Move. This is how I move. Follow the move.